Hello and welcome to another beautiful reading here on this channel. I am going to tune in today for a couple of people that are feeling called to tune in. So whenever that happens, when we put up readings like this, it really is a co-creation with the people that then at the moment in time when it's up on the internet feel drawn to it. But because time doesn't really exist and it's all really this one big blob, it works in a way in the quantum field that as I'm recording this already, you already are feeling drawn to it, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm picking up on your energy. If you are tuning in right now, and of course, also any other soul that is there. So if there are messages that really resonate with you, then please just go with that and trust it. And if there are some that don't feel 100% for you, well, this is a group reading. So with that in mind, let's dive into some messages that we may be receiving today for especially the beginning of 2023. And what I'm hearing is that we are tuning into the first quarter specifically. So January, March, and February in the wrong order, but that doesn't matter, does it? So collectively spoken, and when I say that, I do mean the collective overall in general, as in humanity, but I also mean specifically this group of people that are feeling drawn to this reading today. There is a bit of a transformative and heavy energy in the air. It's not like a heavy, like grieving energy, though there is a bit of grieving of things that were before, or maybe that you may not totally know where you are at or where you're going right now. But this is more so the grieving of holding on to artificial plans, if you want. In this time of your life, you're really being called to surrender and let go of the control over your life. That doesn't mean that you can't have intentions. That doesn't mean that you can't have plans or whatever on the short term, but it also is about really leaving that sacred space for the universe to meet you. We all know that old saying, let the universe meet you halfway, but it's also about being open to those destined paths and occurrences that want to come into your life. And when we are making ourselves so busy all the time and having everything super planned out, may that be in business, in relationships, in life, and how we go about our own evolution, if you want, then that creates very little space for the divine to kind of interfere and come in and really let yourself be guided. Now, that is to say that what the problem here is with this is you will not be perceptive. The divine will still come in, will still give you opportunities, but because you may be fixated on whatever your mind has already created, you may not be as much in tune in with what opportunities are coming in and whether that feels right at the moment for you, and kind of really feeling that intuitive pull. Now, when we speak about intuitive pulls, I know that this can be a bit abstract to talk about, but what it basically means, or how you can identify those intuitive pulses in yourself, is that it can be an opening of the heart chakra, for example. Like you feel like an opening or a pull towards something. It feels like you want to move toward. It's almost this physical sensation of leaning forward when you think about a situation, when you think about an opportunity. When you feel repulsed, and that's obviously a no. But if you feel like an opening, maybe even a tingling sensation and very warm feeling in your chest or in your gut, some people feel that too, more so, then that is one way of your intuition kind of giving you a little hint there. And this will really become more and more important as you are moving forward, specifically you who is listening to this reading today, just because with your own evolution, you have left behind the really clinging on to the mind or what you think is right for you, and instead really being open to what is being presented to you and what may be in alignment with your own frequency, and in that sense, right? Now, I wanted to pull some cards for the first quarter of 2023 for this specific group that really feels like is at the very verge of like another soul evolution, another up level, if you want to call it that, but it's really more about coming home. It's really more about coming into that self-trust, coming into that self-acknowledgement, and really self-acceptance on a higher level. So let's see what some messages are for you in this regard. So for whoever I am reading here who felt called to this, there is a huge focus on creating realities. It is connected to both, yes, the surrender and allowing things to unfold and not, just trying so hard to create whatever you think you want. It's more about letting things appear to you and then in response to that, moving forward with it. But what the tricky part here is that you may come across major complications in regards to, again, your own mind and your beliefs. So what you're really being called here, especially in January, February, and March 2023, is that you look at those patterns that you have in your mind where you still don't feel worthy of what you want, or where you have set yourself limitations and upper limits of what is really possible for you, what you can have, what you should have. And, when you look at other people and you may be thinking, yes, that's for them, but that could never be possible for me. Things like that. So may that be, I feel like for whoever this is for, it's really in regards to finances and abundance, but also an abundance in regards to love. Like, how much can I receive? Am I really worthy of this? And this is not to say that you think this on a conscious level. It is in the background though. So when you really have a close look at yourself, you will see that whenever there are things and opportunities that want to present you with the chance to shift that mindset. So let's say a friend of yours wants to invite you for a coffee or a meal. Let's say it's a home meal and they offer to you. Do you say, oh, no, you don't have to. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Or I got it. No, that's fine. You don't have to pay for me. Or are you just accepting the invitation with grace and are thanking the universe, are thanking your friend, and just really open up to receiving that? It's very interesting because culturally we're trying to almost block that. And well, that's not a coincidence, just, suppressing people's will to be abundant almost and break free from that and create that inner freedom of receiving and being happy if you want. But this is just an example to say, where are you blocking yourself, and really notice what your emotional response is to when you see how the universe really wants to provide for you. And that can be even, especially in regards to love, when someone wants to help you, genuinely help you. Do you block that out? Do you even reach out for help even if they have offered it? Or are you just like, no, I can do it by myself or whatever. So these are things that you really, really want to look at the beginning of this year, just to untangle those patterns. So then later you can create that clean slate and that more, I almost want to say, smooth and coherent frequency within yourself to attract more of what you want. And this is not about, crazy manifestations, like you want to get a G-Wagon or Porsche, whatever. If you do want that, then that's cool. But it's more about really allowing good things coming your way and appreciating that. So this is what true abundance is about. It is not a bank statement. It is not a certain type of car. It is not a house. It is how you feel inside of yourself and whether you feel like you are worthy of good things. Because you could have all the things that you could ever want in your life, but deep within you would feel still unworthy of that. What this will also do for you, this frequency attunement to receiving, is also receiving ideas, is receiving inspiration from God and the universe. Consciousness is allowing ideas to pop in with you and say hi and give you inspiration. Abundance really is inspiration. Think about when you are in a state of lack and contraction, then you're not very inspired. But if you feel free and light and appreciative of what is, then you will feel very, very inspired. So you will have more energy, willpower, and also just cognitive ability to bring to life your ideas, whether that is on a personal level, on a business level, or relationship level. It doesn't matter. So we're coming to an end here of our time. These are the main messages. So there is definitely the potential for an energetic shift. You are definitely called to have the energy shift here. This is just for you to step into or not step into. So also something else, I pulled the elocution card from the beautiful Tara She deck. And this goddess stands for your words have power, use them with clear intent. And it goes very much in alignment with what we discussed just there. You really want to make sure that you speak to yourself and in general out to the world with words that you do want, and that speak to what you do want to create, not what you don't want, because the universe doesn't understand that. Your subconscious doesn't understand that. Energetics do not work in negative. So instead of saying, I don't like my job, get me out of here already, I'm done not making enough money, say instead, I'm open to creating a job opportunity for myself that fills my cup and my bank account, or whatever suits you here. Just really focus on your words, not having negatives in there. And I mean, ultimately, it's always about the energy that is behind it, but words have an immense power. And so you really want to focus on speaking positively, and you will also notice a change that will occur in your own energy and mood when you start speaking like that. You will feel so much more relieved. In fact, when we speak negative and when we complain, it's almost like an addiction for the human brain it gets a release of some sort of hormones. I don't know what it is right now, but Joe Dispenza speaks to that as well, that we become addicted to suffering basically, and that we get a hit, but it's not making us happier. It's as if we would drink alcohol to feel better. Ultimately, it does not make us feel better. And so with that, you of course want to speak positively and create what you want from that place. Now, this is all that I have for you for the first couple of months. I hope this resonated with you, and I would love to see you in another reading if it ever speaks to you. If you have any reflections to share, or if there are certain parts that resonated very deeply with you, I would love for you to comment down below, or just send me a message and visit me on Instagram at I am Celina May. That always works too. I love connecting with you, and I will see you or feel you in the next reading. All right, bye-bye.